Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Ultraman Zett, episode 6. I'm your host. I almost said Frozen Stratos. Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Zett, episode 6. I'm your host, Cinder Blaze, and today we have.
The Frozen Stratos.
And before we jump into our review, check out the description for a BLM link. Yeah. Alright, so what are our thoughts? Sorry, I'll explain a little bit more at the ending when I have more momentum. Alright.
Oh.
So, what did you think about this episode?
I had a good time. Like, going into it, I was thinking, alright, this is gonna be a Sakamoto episode, high energy, a lot of legs, and good explosions. And you know what? The energy was high, the explosions were there, legs weren't for some reason, which that's fine. Sakamoto could take a backseat on that for a while. But I don't know, I didn't feel the fight choreography like I do with his stuff. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it wasn't Sakamoto, but it didn't really feel, it didn't really hit as hard with the choreography as much.
Yeah, like for me, the first fight scene hit really hard for me just because like we got like Jeet's theme kicking in and like him in a brand new spanking
Sakamoto's gonna make that happen.
And like I didn't notice like how good his theme was in certain fights because I think they played like a little bit louder in here, but I had a blast. The reason why this review and the watch along were so late was because I wanted to watch the entire series right before this episode. Too bad I stopped right before the movie because I was taking a little bit too long. But it was like the only thing that they referenced in this episode. So I was like,
yeah, nice. Did you get to watching it eventually? Like,
I'm probably gonna watch it like later. I was basically sleeping and working the entire day, so yeah, I'll get to that pretty soon. But I think one of the reasons this episode didn't like probably land as hard was the lack of interaction between Jeed and Haruki. Like, the Jeed was off doing his own thing, and then like they, and then Haruki and the rest of his team were kind of like trying to trap Gale Varus's like little like ball thing, and they kind of like meet up in a warehouse. They give like this like awkward kind of like look at each other, and they don't even like think to like work together. It's like.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't know who that guy is at that point until he shows them that they have the changers. Right? So, like, why would they even... Oh, yeah, let me work with this strange dude with a stick, trying to smack at this large round thing that I'm trying to shoot.
Yeah, but, like, they spent, like, so much time kind of, like, separate from each other that, like, when they actually do kind of, like, come together and fight, they're just, like... It wasn't, like, until, like, Zett himself kind of, like, came out and was like, hey, dude, you're, like, my senpai and stuff. And he's just like, what? What are you talking about?
I mean, to be fair, like, I sort of when I was on RRR the Streets, we were covering the news, and I saw that. Oh, hey, I'm slowly remembering. Oh yeah, this Jeed person is someone from before and is getting a new suit and is going to be part of the show. So I figure, because like if this is his debut episode, it did center a little more on him. It did have a lot of like Haruki stuff, but since it did center around Jeed, you know, it didn't really feel like it needed to be the big team up, like the definitive big team up, even though this was like a pretty big villain, it seemed like for them. It was more of an introduction to him, and then we can build off of that relationship later. Because something that team ups don't typically get is time to breathe. And what I'm excited to see here is for him to stick around and actually interact with with a brand new, cast and stuff. Because, like, once again, most team ups are either reserved for a movie or even a two-parter in a show.
Yeah.
And you don't get to sit with it too long. And I'm excited to see what that entails here, even though I haven't seen any of Jeed.
Yeah. And I guess like another thing that kind of happened because like this is, as I said, like it did focus a little bit on G because it was like his debut episode. Like he did interact with like the juggler, so they have like interacted before, so it's kind of like good to see like where, like why he's here, and like how this whole like plot is coming together. Because like if these two, characters from like other shows are kind of like getting involved, gotta know like there's something like bigger happening, and as we like later find out, like they're trying to gather up cells for like Belial and like possibly trying to, resurrect him, which kind of
You
makes sense.
gotta wonder if is it only bad guys who have cells that just sort of propagate throughout the universe? What would happen if, like, you blew up a regular Ultraman? Would his cells propagate throughout the universe and try to, like, find a way to reform itself? How does that? Why is it only the bad guys that ever do this? It's not just Ultraman. It's like every Toku.
I mean, some Ultraman like somewhat come back from like the dead if you like believe hard enough in them and shit.
Sure.
Um, for Belial, he's like a mutant Ultraman because he got like his like some alien DNA kind of coursing through him. Like I think it
They're
was like,
all aliens from everywhere else.
yeah, but like relative to him, like it was a
Oh.
foreign alien DNA that kind of like corrupted him, and that's why he's like all red and has the giant claws and stuff. Because he has
Oh.
like a regular Ultraman form, which is like a lot neater. But
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
so and I guess like one of our issues like the first few episodes was like there's like no indication of where the plot was going to go, but like with the introduction of like Jeed, because like his big thing is taking down his father, and like we even have freaking Zero like someone in the background who's gonna be coming back next episode. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of glad that we have like at least somewhere to start. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like the like the big plot at the very end. Like maybe this is gonna be something that's gonna be resolved by like the 14, 15 episode mark, and then there might be something else that kind of goes into it. Um, but it just feels a little bit like a standard Ultraman plot right now.
Oh, fair. All right.
Yeah. Did you have any other thoughts going into this? Oh, how about them suits? Gee,
Oh,
got
yeah.
a
Good stuff.
sexy power up. Oh my god.
anytime, anytime I see, a suit with like segmented areas that all sort of like interweave together, sort of like his. It. Oh man, I love it. It's kind of like how all the Metsubo Jinrai guys have you know,
The
have all
metal
the straps
plates thrown in.
held out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that stuff. So I
Yeah.
really liked it.
Yeah, and especially when he's like next to Zett. Not that he's like an awful looking Ultraman, but he's a lot more plain. So just kind of
Oh
seeing
yeah.
like Jeed with like his like he has a bunch of like armor on him too, like the, and like the colors just kind of like worked real well together. So
Uh huh.
I'm glad they did him some justice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they also like freaking gave him an updated like engine device, which
Right.
I thought was like pretty neat. I didn't watch the movie, so I didn't like see if anything kind of like happened there, but
I don't think so because it when my friends were talking about it, they seemed pretty like stoked, like it was a new thing that happened, like new information. So I don't know that it was actually teased prior.
yeah, because like in G, like his original device was kind of like Ultraman technology from like their original planet, basically. So it makes sense that like with the years passing, they have like new technologies to kind of like test out. Just give
Yeah,
an
I
update to
mean,
everyone. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Well, I guess that kind of wraps up this episode. Any final thoughts?
yeah. Comments, 3 of them.
Oh, we have comments. Oh, geez. Do you have them up
Yeah,
by any chance?
yes, I have them right here.
All
Don't you
right.
worry. The first comment comes from Extra, who says, "Oh, so you've watched Jeed, Cinder Blaze. What did you think of it? It's one of my favorite series, and I'm glad that Jeed is back for this show."
Oh, well, I love G because I finished it in like a week. Um, I felt like
Less
G,
than, right? Less than a week.
yeah, I would say yeah, it was about a week. I think like I wanted to start like last Sunday or something, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't want to start like watching it like hardcore, but um, I just found like the whole interaction between like G and Zero to be like real fun. Zero was a really good carry for that like show in the early parts because he was just such a fun character, and everyone just kind of like bounced real well off of each other. So I can probably discuss that more in depth. If you guys want a G review, but
You guys want a Jade watch along? I still haven't seen it.
there's also that.
Yeah, turns out Alex is gonna be editing these after this week. So look forward to that. Look forward to me not having to do that work and it being a bit more consistent maybe.
Yeah,
Throwing that on your table.
yeah,
John Hendricks says, "Love this episode. I'm so glad Zero will be back next episode. I was afraid he would be trapped in the black hole all series, only to show up at the end. I'm glad that's not the case. The clip where Juggler flashes back to the time Jeed destroyed this monster was from the Jeed movie, and to Corey, Juggler was a villain but has been moving toward anti-hero over the years. Think like Vegeta if you've seen DBZ. He's just a chaotic entity who does what he wants." That's fair. I mean, they seem pretty amicable throughout, so it's not like, I don't know. It was neat. Like he seems a lot less malevolent than I had anticipated. So
I feel like we should watch Orb, just so we see like his evil side. Because like so far, I've just seen like a pretty chill dude.
yeah, no, he seems nice.
Yeah,
Um, Hero Gangster says, "Remember, Ultraman Jeed is equals gene plus seed," and then the cat face with the angry eyes. And seriously, I can't believe this is only quarter of the Ultraman series right now. Also, to be honest, this episode felt the most apparent when it came to somewhat required viewing or remembering previous series. It all feels like Zett really does continue the lore, which
yeah.
once again is something we don't typically get with any Sentai, any writer.
Yeah. And like honestly for this one, it could have easily been its own story, just kind of have Zet do his own thing, find his own battles, maybe tag along with like the juggler. Because like it depends on like how long they wanted to keep Zero in the black hole. But if they kind of like bring Zero back and they also have Jeed, like you know it's a Belial plot. Like like you just can't not have one without like those two. So also Ultraman Jeed is not Gene plus Seed. Riku just pulled that out of his ass in that one episode. It's definitely like part of his catchphrase. He can't lie about that. All right.
Yeah, inside jokes, love them.
Yeah. Maybe if you do a watch along of Jeed, you'll get it. But and I mean they make it pretty apparent. All right. So those are our comments. Do you have any other responses to said comments or
I had one. I forgot it, so I think I'm good.
all right. Well, that wraps it up for us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check our description for the BLM link. It has a couple links to some petitions, some places you can donate, various causes, whichever one you like. You know, it's like an ice cream buffet down there. Just pick whatever flavor fits your taste at the time.
Just end it.
Okay, and call. All right. Yeah, keep juicy. See ya.
Later. Oh, thank you. You said see ya. Later fits better for me.
Yeah.
Keep it juicy. See ya. What? Keep it juicy ya?
No.
No? Okay. Not into the whole. No? Okay.